Hey yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and today I had a really good comment recently that I wanted to address in a video. Someone asked me to make a video explaining the benefits of having multiple accounts or alt accounts, which are just alternative accounts in PokeMMO. And there's a lot of great ones, including ways to increase money making, ways to just increase quality of life, and ways to take advantage of events. We're going to cover all of those today, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so I think first things first, let's go ahead and cover the obvious. Being able to do multiple gym runs in a day is a big deal. For those who don't know, gym reruns are the best money-making method in PokeMMO, but they're limited by the fact that you're only able to do them every 18 hours because that's how long it takes for the gym leaders to be able to be rebattled. There's a little bit of a cooldown, a little bit of a reset. But if you have multiple accounts, obviously you can kind of semi-quasi ignore that, right? Where you can defeat all of the gyms or rebound, do your gym rerun on your main account, hop over to an alt account, and then do it on that. And then if you have 3-4 accounts, you're making a disgusting amount of Pokeyen every single day. I'm talking 300k profit per account, or at least that's how much I make in my gym run, which is very plausible for most people. So if you were to have 4 accounts, that's, what, 1.2 mil Pokeyen a day? That's disgusting. Now, there are some huge negatives to that. It's not just blatant positives, right? So first of all, a huge one is you're going to have 4 accounts who have all of the regions defeated alongside PokeMMO. That's a lot of time investment. Having 4 accounts, having all of the regions completed, that is a huge barrier to entry there. Now, having 2 isn't the worst thing in the world. It's still a lot. Having to defeat all 4 regions on PokeMMO, on 2 accounts, it's a lot of work for sure, but after you do it on 1 account, you're at least able to send that second account Pokeyen, items, Pokemon to make the second run through a lot easier. Now, secondly, it's also going to cost you time. Now, obviously, if you only do 1 gym run a day, you're only costing you 1 hour a day. You're only making 300k, but it's going to cost you 1 hour extra. But you're making such good money. Time, the time issue probably isn't an issue for you. If you're using 4 hours a day to do your gym run, you've already spent the time and the effort to make the account. It's probably not a big deal to you. And then some days you also have a lot more options and availability to skip certain days. So let's say I had 2 accounts to do gym runs on. If I did gym runs on 2 accounts for a week, that's obviously comparable to 2 weeks of gym runs on 1 account, right? Really basically. So that's like a big deal because that means it's comparable to being able to essentially work in a way you would like. So you're able to, if you have 2 accounts like that, let's say you want to go really hard on PokeMMO for 1 week. You can do your gym runs on 2 accounts for 1 week and then skip a whole week. And that's comparable to if you were doing your gym run every day for 2 weeks on 1 account. So it gives you a little more freedom / availability. Like, hey, if I really want to go hard today, let's say I'm really in the mood to grind PokeMMO, do some really boring like gym runs, just make some Pokeyen. I'm in the mood, whatever it may be. I have 3 accounts. Let me go ahead and crank out these 3 gym runs, and that sort of saves me time and gives me a little bit of flexibility over the next 3 days, where if I just do 3 gym runs in 1 day because I'm feeling like it, I don't have to feel pressured or forced to do 1 gym run every day for the next 3 days. So there's a lot of, benefits to that. Like, it's kind of really understated. Now, there also is a huge mental cost that we haven't talked about, because doing multiple gym runs a day can definitely burn you out, and you need to be careful. That's why I myself personally really try to only do 1 gym run a day. I technically have this account, which I've been doing some quote unquote gym runs on, but they're usually 40-minute gym runs. They're not full gym runs. So it's a little different, but yeah, you really want to be careful. You really want to understand. Don't force yourself. Don't push yourself. I recommend to most people to limit yourself to 1 gym run a day. And then even that, maybe skip 1 or 2 days a week. If you're a serious PokeMMO player, doing 5 gym runs a week is really good. That's what I would consider a pretty serious player. If you're doing 5 gym runs a week, that is pretty fantastic. You don't need to push yourself too hard. MMOs and PokeMMO specifically, right? They're all marathons. I learned this a lot with my RuneScape gameplay, especially playing an Ultimate Iron Man and stuff like that, and being around people who were going for 200 mil all. A lot of my friends from the RuneScape community are now on that top page. I looked yesterday, which is insane for 4.6 million XP, or 4.6 billion, excuse me. It's crazy how important it is to keep in mind that any sort of MMO or any sort of game like this is always a marathon, not a sprint. So please don't burn yourself out. Play it smart. Just do 1 gym run a day. I usually recommend for most people, but if you can, and if you want to go above and beyond and you want to go hard, hey, more power to you. Keep it up, king, queen, person of royalty, whatever it may be. I would love to encourage that, but just be careful, keep it in mind, don't burn yourself out. Let's go ahead and move on to the next point. Alright, I spent a lot of time talking about gym reruns on multiple accounts because I think that's like probably the biggest benefit that most people think of. Now, the second benefit that most people think of is going to be box space, which is sounds insane. If you're a new player, you probably have so much box space that like it doesn't matter, you don't care. But you will actually reach a point, most likely, in your endgame PokeMMO, especially if you need to do some egg shunting or if you want to do some egg shiny hunting. That stuff requires serious box space, or even if you're just a heavy collector. Me, myself, I really like collecting shinies. I like collecting like memorable, notable Pokemon. I usually keep all my gift Pokemon. I like keeping things. I have a lot of like 2012, I have a lot of like 2013 Pokemon, like 2013 comps that aren't really pragmatically useful, but I'll never get rid of them because I love them. It's a piece of Pokemon history. It's really cool to me. I really like collecting things. I really like collecting and creating comps. It's really fun. So if you're a collector, or if you're someone who wants to do an egg shiny hunt, box space might become an issue to you at sometimes. And you can buy these things called PC expansion vouchers, which I have bought quite a few of, and it's still not enough. You still need to buy or have alt accounts to have box space usually, and I'll show you guys what that kind of looks like. Alright, so first things first, to give you guys an idea of how full my boxes are, I wanted to show you guys my main account. Now, when I am doing my Cranidos hunt, all first 11 of these boxes are usually full of Cranidos and Dittos. Now, I actually have a little bit of space at the moment because I'm not in the middle of the hunt, since I'm saving Pokeyen for the upcoming event season, but normally this would be all full, and I'd only have these, I think, 4 boxes to store the rest of my Pokemon. And if you look, pretty much all of them are full. This one has a lot of comps in it. This one's also NU comps, OU and UU comps. It's all kind of mixed together though at the moment. It's very unorganized since I'm so full up. These are UTs, which are untrained Pokemon that I want to train up. I also have 6 Pokemon in my party. If I were to try to put all of these Pokemon in my party, you'll see here. Let's try to put them all away. I only have enough room. Barely. Like, this is what it would look like. My first 11 boxes would all be full, and I would be full up on all of my boxes and have one Pokemon in my party. Like, that's how full up I am on Pokemon space and how brutal it gets late game. And this might sound crazy to those who don't do any age shunting or don't know about it, but I actually would really like to have more than 11 boxes. 11 boxes is kind of too few. I usually end up having to stock up on fossils because of this, so this is a mistake. I would really like to have 14 boxes dedicated just to age shunting at some point. That would be the goal, which is crazy, but that's how much room it takes, how much room it needs. So now that I've exemplified why you guys need so much box space, let me go ahead and show you guys my alt account and what it looks like to trade over stuff to an alt account and to store stuff there. Alright, so here we are on an alt account that I've had since 2013. Very old account, very cringe name, but it was made a long time ago. Hopefully you guys can excuse that fact. But if you look over here, we can see I have all box 2. Box 2 is all of these Pokemon that used to be on my main account of my boxes, but I've actually switched over here to store because I don't want to get rid of these things. There's things that I'll pretty much never use, but that I really want to have. So for example, I have an extra Metagross comp. I have a Walrein comp that's super old. I think this is also from 2013. A lot of 2013, 2014 Pokemon are over here. This Magcargo comp that I made forever ago. This Sharpedo comp that's Bashful Nature from 2013. Like, it's incredible this was considered a comp, but it's really important. One of my favorite Shuckles of all time, 2014. So it's really important to have these alt accounts to be able to have that box space, because without this, I would have been severely crippled and I would have been in a really rough position heading into egg shunting. It would have been really difficult. I spent enough money already on the PC expansions. I can't imagine spending even more. It would have been really brutal. And you got to do this. It's a really nice way to get free box space without actually having to pay the tons of Pokeyen or RP. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Let's see if we can find the PC expansion drive. Currently, they are 2.6 mil on the GTL. That only gives you one box. So imagine having to buy like 4 to 6 of these. You know, that's what, 10 mil or so, around 10 mil. It's a lot. It's really expensive really quick. So having alt accounts to have free unlimited bank space is super important. Being able to mail, having some Pokeyen on there to mail over, as you guys can see. Make sure you mail them back and forth. Make sure you type things correctly. And here, this is actually a little hint. If you're noticing, this is a little hint into the next thing I want to talk about. Another huge benefit that is not talked about enough with alt accounts. But to give you guys an idea, I currently have around 5 logins, 5 accounts with around 14 characters in total. To give you an idea of, and I've lost accounts. I used to have more. I've lost logins over the years. But it's really important to have a ton of alt accounts. I use a lot of those for YouTube challenges as well. Things like the speed run to a shiny Pokemon from scratch, the thing like the 1 mil Pokeyen in 1 day. So there are some other benefits like that if you're obviously a content creator, or if you want to do a Nuzlocke or do challenges. Alt accounts obviously slip in added benefits like that. But let's talk about this. What is this? What happened here? So you see, I actually sent this account, my team, to defeat the 10-year anniversary event boss. And if you realize what that means, essentially, I was able to send this account, the team, defeat it once to get that alpha starter Pokemon. Do you guys remember that? So essentially, during the event, during the 10-year anniversary event, and this happens for a lot of events, there are a lot of benefits that are 1 per account. So you would defeat Gary, or you would defeat the boss of the event, and you would get 1 alpha starter Pokemon per account. And those Pokemon were worth 600k minimum, like 600k, 1 mil, 2 mil if you got like a female alpha starter. Really expensive. So having multiple accounts allowed me to make a lot more Pokeyen in that event. Imagine if, you know, you have 3 accounts and you got 3 females on each account. That's 6 million Pokeyen extra just because you had those accounts laying around. You don't even need to like have, like, I didn't need to have this guy complete the storyline. Actually, I guess I did, but you don't need that much. Like, you really don't. Like, I was able to just trade him everything he needed to be able to battle the guy, and I went ahead and I did it, and it was super easy. As long as you can mail that stuff back and forth, I was able to make a ton of Pokeyen. I was able to get the 3 golden anniversary chests. I was able to get the alpha Squirtle, and it was super easy. Another thing is alpha Pokemon in the wild during the 10-year anniversary event. Those were a big deal. You could only catch 1 of them at that location in the wild during a limited period of time, and I went on each of my alt accounts and I caught 1 on each alt account. So I got like multiple alpha EVs, multiple of the alpha starters, like I mentioned. That's a big deal. Like, just being able to hop on an account, go over to catch that Eevee, catch it, sell it for 600k, and just make a massive amount of Pokeyen that quickly. Such a big deal. I can't express or tell you guys like how important it is to have alt accounts and how beneficial it is during events. I think that is one of the most underrated things of alt accounts. Is during events they can have some massive upsides. All right, another thing I wanted to talk about that benefits alt accounts is being able to multi-log. Now, I will quickly say you cannot multi-log on the same device, so you need multiple devices that can run PokeMMO to be able to multi-log. But if you're doing a I mean, the term is AFKable in the RuneScape community, but I know that comes off as, you know, you can't AFK, you know, this, and this, and that. It's more so like, if you're doing things that aren't the highest attention or highest priority, you can need them on multiple accounts. I could definitely shiny hunt on multiple accounts at once. You have a lot of time to burn here in between the animation of the Heatmore coming up and everything, correct? So when you're able to multi-log on multiple devices, you're able to shiny hunt twice as fast. That's a really big deal. Obviously, you might not be performing at your peak, so maybe like 1.8 times as fast to be realistic, but being able to multi-log and shiny hunt on multiple accounts, if you don't mind the OT being on an alt account and everything, or being able to shiny hunt on one account and make money on the other is a big deal as well. Also, a huge one is if you're doing an egg shiny hunt. This is a really cool one that I think is really interesting, and I've seen a lot of people doing recently, is that if you're doing an egg shiny hunt on your main account, you can have an alt account to catch Dittos for you on if you're having issues finding Ditto boxes. Ditto boxes can sometimes be scarce. It just depends on what's going on in the game, how many people are shiny hunting eggs, how many people are farming Dittos, etc., etc. Sometimes it can take a lot of time. So being able to essentially fuel your own Dittos without having to risk the shiny on your main account is really nice, and can be a really big deal, and it can save you a lot of time and money. So yeah, being able to farm Dittos is super huge on multiple accounts. Being able to focus one on the egg shunt, and especially while you're hatching, like, for those who egg shunt, those who know, it takes me 6 hours to hatch a batch of Pokemon, a full batch, which is 330 Pokemon or so, which is a disgusting amount of time. And I can AFK, hatch those eggs. It's really AFK. You just sit there literally with the game open for 3 minutes with all the eggs in your party, and then you switch them out. I could just sit there on my tablet, on my main account, hatching, just do that, and then be farming Pokeyen and be doing something productive on another account. So being able to multi-log, especially when doing certain activities, is definitely a really big deal. Obviously, once again, you do have to have multiple devices. You cannot multi-log on the same device, unfortunately. I would love to see that be possible one day. That's something that I heavily advocate for, but at the same time, I understand why it's not allowed. It's a huge measure against botting, and I totally get it, especially when any MMO is free to play. Being able to multi-log on one device really creates a botting issue. We see that with old school RuneScape. All right, but I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about today. I think that's all of the major points I wanted to get across. This was kind of a ramble style video, but also kind of a loose top 5 sort of situation, but hopefully this video was helpful. I think I enjoyed the tips that I put out, so hopefully you guys find them useful. If you do, let me know by liking the video. It helps out a ton, pushes it around in the algorithm, and lets other people not only find my channel, but I can't tell you guys the amount of people that have found PokeMMO, that have found the game through people liking my videos and people supporting my videos and it getting pushed out into the algorithm. It's really interesting how people will be searching for things like Pokemon ROM hacks or Pokemon Pixelmon or stuff like that, and they'll just end up getting a recommendation of a PokeMMO video, and they'll be like, wow, what's this? PokeMMO, like that sounds like a dream come true. A Pokemon MMO that's actually good? That's incredible, right? Where's this been all my life? And I love seeing those responses. I love seeing those people who found the game that way. If you're one of them, let me know in the comments down below. But like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if you didn't, that's totally okay as well. Let your feedback be heard. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more daily PokeMMO content. I upload at least one video a day and stream usually Mondays through Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Today, I couldn't go live. It's a very casual, talky video. Today, I couldn't go live because my power was out when I woke up. That's unfortunate, but it's back up now. Probably do an afternoon stream. There's a Discord link down below if you want to join that. Really cool community. A lot of great questions being asked. A great way to learn about the game. And then if you do want to go above and beyond and support the channel, you can do so for $5 a month with YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, or most importantly, PayPal down below. Just drop a couple bucks in there if you want to. If not, go get some Chipotle or something. Spend that money wisely on some Taco Bell. But I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day, and I hope you guys find some shinies, have some fun, maybe play through some alt accounts, or just enjoy your PokeMMO experience today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Hey, if you're seeing this clip, that means you watched the entire video, and thank you. From the bottom of my heart, that means a lot, and this clip is used to say thank you so much to any of those who go above and beyond, any YouTube members, Twitch primers, Twitch subs, Patreon, whatever you may do to support the channel. It's appreciated, and your name is here. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.